Hi, everyone. Let's say that together.
Yes.
We're so glad that you are joining us tonight. It's Wednesday night. That means it's the Cool2Craft Pajama Party, and we're ready to go.
We are. I mean, we're always ready for some fun.
Yeah, it's so great to connect with everyone on Wednesday nights. It's the perfect time during the week. It is a point where I go, oh, I'm so tired, but then I get re-energized when I'm here.
Yeah, see, it's true. And I don't think either one of us go to bed. Like when it's over, we're still up working.
We are, and I'd like to do better at that. So for those of you who are just joining us for the first time, we invite you to chat in our chat room. And please, if you enjoy the show tonight, please do a thumbs up on wherever you're watching, whether it's YouTube or Facebook, or we'd love to know that you are here and that you're watching the show.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'm going to put a link to the Facebook group. So if you are not a member of our Facebook group, make sure you join that.
And for those of you who caught us last week, we are only going to do What Not going once a month. So it'll be at the beginning of the month. So it'll be a few more weeks until Anne can pull everything together, because it's a lot of work for her to do that.
It's nice to be decluttering and getting rid of stuff, but every single week was a lot, and I have a lot going on in my life right now. So once a month is a good balance, I think.
Hey, welcome to Dawn. So glad that you are here tonight. So I hope you're in your jammies at least. She's half jammied.
Yeah, that's cute. Half dressed. Okay. I think I've changed 3 times today.
I know, I have too. This is the time that we talk about our giveaway. And let me actually switch. I have the giveaway. Let me change cameras here. And I have the giveaway. Let's see if this works. Hey, there it is.
Hey.
So our giveaway this week are these little ornaments. I have actually been selling these on Whatnot, and I thought I'd like to give them as a giveaway. So the question of the week, if you want to join our giveaway each week, go to the link that Anne just put up, and that is our Facebook group. So it's facebook.com/groups Cool2Craft. And I post a question each week. So the giveaway question this week, if you had an unlimited craft supply budget for one day, what's the first thing you'd buy? So we got some really cool answers, such as a beautiful she shed studio by a cool creek. I can just picture that.
Mm-hmm.
One of each of the Distress Inks oxide products I don't currently own, including the re-inkers.
Nice.
Get a trailer. I want everybody to dream big. Get a trailer or Class C with toy hauler attached to go places to sell my crafty makes and food I make. Plus purchase from those who I've wanted to purchase certain craft items and incorporate them into what I already have. And one of the comments said, you said unlimited, right? Storage, a piece of property with a giant studio for all the storage I need. So we thank everyone for, let me switch back here. We thank everyone for participating each week into our giveaway. And so I put the names into our randomizer, and this week's winner is Mary Reynolds.
Oh, congratulations, Mary.
Is Mary here tonight?
I haven't seen her.
Okay.
It doesn't mean she's not here.
Right. We'll get the message to Mary. So thank you. And again, go to our Facebook group, sign up. We do share information there that you're kind of the first to hear about what's going on at Cool2Craft. So I want to invite all of you to join us. And do you want to talk about our In the Spotlight that we invite?
Yes.
Friends
so the pajama party isn't just about us, it's about all of you. This is a community, and we invite, hi Dorothy, we invite any one of you to come on screen. We'll put a link in here so that you'll be able to click on it and come into the back room. You'll have to close your other browser, otherwise you'll echo when you're on. But we invite you to come and do show and tell. Show what you're making. You'll have about a minute, because if there's a lot of you, we want to get everybody that we can, or as many of you as we can. And you can always go out and come back in if there's more time, if you have more things to show. But yeah, we want you to share what you're creating. Hopefully, sometimes it's something we inspired. We love to see those too. But you're always invited to share what you make in our group also, because that's what it's all about, sharing what you do. And I will grab the link and I'll put it in.
I just dropped it in.
Oh, okay, perfect. It only went to one area. I'm going to put it in.
Oh, I always do that. Thank you.
Oh, that's fine.
You're always set up to. Oh, thank you, Dawn. I'm so glad that you joined our Facebook group.
Yay.
I always forget I only comment as Cool2Craft, and we have a whole range of areas where this goes on social media.
Well, the more we can get it out there, the better, I think, right?
Absolutely. I love that we're able to do that. You know, Ann and I started Cool2Craft Pajama Party back in 2010, 2011. We didn't have all these options. We were on dial-up internet using webcams on a program that we were beta testing, and it worked.
It did.
But so many more choices these days to be able to share and communicate with you. We did have a chat room before.
Yes, there was a chat room. This is just so much more streamlined,
right,
than that. Yeah.
I see Lenine is in. Do we want to go ahead and bring her on before you and I have show and tell? I think you have a project, and then we have a special guest.
Hey, Lenine.
Hello, how are you?
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing good. I just wanted to share real quick what I do when I don't have really anything to do, but I want something to do. I glue. And I glue pages and papers, and I just put pieces together, and they're bags, they're tissue paper. This is just handmade washi tape on medical paper tape. I just do all sorts of things. And then these can be used for other projects later as backgrounds and things.
Yeah, I can see that.
So that's what this book is. But here is the medical washi tape that I make. This is on parchment paper, and it's just paper tape that people use to hold on their gauze and stuff. And I just colored it with alcohol ink. And then here's some that I even stamped on top of it.
Fun.
So that's what I want to share today.
Thank you.
Yeah, so cool. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, thank you. I use that medical washi tape for binding books sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a cloth tape and it's heavier, so it works really well.
Well, this is not the cloth one. I do have the cloth one. This is actually the paper tape.
Oh, the paper tape. Okay, yeah, I use the cloth tape, and it works great.
There's two kinds, and I like both of them.
Thanks for sharing.
See you later.
Bye.
That's cool. I like that.
I love that. And, you know, Eileen was the one that inspired us with her washi tape organizer, her swatch book. And I actually bought some washi tape, so now I need to try and make some.
Yeah, well, making it is always fun. You get used up all your products.
Yes.
Eileen is here, and she's cleaning her studio and switching desk.
Oh, good. Eileen, of course, if you want to come on tonight, you are welcome to come on. And do you want to share your project? Or do you want? Okay.
I have two different ones, and if there's time, I'll show you the second one. But let me share the screen. And this is, let me make sure I can find the right one. Okay, now it's you do yours. Well, wait. There we go. I was going to say now it's not here at all. Okay.
Okay. You found it?
I did. Okay. Okay, so that was doing an ombre effect, which is this. So I did it on fabric. And what I did was I used my stencils from Stencil Girl. And, you know, our guest tonight would just die when she sees these. Because I think of stencils as tools and I don't keep them super, super clean. But I have two different 9x11 stencils with Stencil Girl that are meant for quilt patterns. And this is the one I used for that. So you have the 3-inch half triangles and the 1.5 inch, or no, I take that back. That's the pin cushion. This is the one I used. I used the square, and I just took, in the video, I had used my inks with Clear Snap, which are no longer available, but Jacquard bought Clear Snap, and they make the same ink that I had. So you need a pigment ink for it to work on fabric. And when you ink up on fabric, you just need to heat set it with an iron. But isn't that a beautiful effect with just one square of a stencil? You could use any stencil, but this pattern was made to be continuous. And I just love how it turned out. So that's what I had to share today. I'm going to bring Tiffany back in.
That's so cool. Thank you so much for sharing that. You know, I love stenciling. Love, love, love stenciling.
Lenine, it is washable after heat setting. You have to have a pigment ink. If you use a dye ink, it's just going to wash out. So a pigment ink, once you heat set it, it is washable. I have made entire quilts with my stencils and with my stamps. So yeah, you just have to. What media did you use? Ink, paint. Dorothy, for this, I actually, because I still have my ink from Clear Snap, but it's no longer available. But Jacquard bought Clear Snap, and Jacquard has beautiful colors. And it's just called, I wish they had a better name. It's called Color Pad. But it's a pigment ink, and that's what you would need. So it's just so much fun and easy.
Very cool.
That's what I had to share.
All right. Thanks. So do you want me to share my show and tell?
I do.
This one's hard for me to actually share because I was talking to Anne this week and about the process. I'm going to change cameras about the process that I went through in creating the project that I shared last week, which is the look of pearlized earrings and pendant. And I said, you won't believe the process I went through. My background in arts and crafts was definitely more on the business side. When I was doing the Aleen's Creative Living television show, I was producer and host, so I didn't craft as much. My sister Heidi was always the crafter. So it's been interesting in this phase of my life and my creativity that I'm doing a lot more hands-on. And so it takes a bit of work. And this is going to be interesting to see the feedback I get. So this is the process I went through to get to these. So the first thing I was doing, because I'm on the design team for ad tech, I'm trying to come up with new techniques each month. And so, of course, I've seen this where you try and make stamps, and I put the glue on and tried to stamp and it didn't work. And then I thought, well, what if I puddle the glue on, and started to like that effect. And then I used my mica pattern. I thought, hey, that's really cool. And what would it look like on a canvas if I started layering? Well, started layering, but I never finished. These were all the clear glue sticks, and so that's why they look really shiny. Then I thought, well, what if I put a whole bunch of glue over it and put alcohol inks? And this was kind of interesting to me, but I didn't care for my color choice. But I thought, boy, on a big canvas, this could be a really cool technique. So remember, I'm trying to get to this. So then I started taking some circles, and this looks like a crime scene, honestly. So I started using some of the alcohol inks on the circles and went, nah, don't like that. So then, and this is all happening in an afternoon. So then I had done before the decals. If you go to Cool2Craft.blog, you can see the decal project that I did, which is you just put the glue onto your silicone mat. And then I thought, well, these would make pretty votive wraps, but then I noticed a lot of other people had done that, did not realize that, but it was cool with the mica pattern on. And then I thought, well, let me put it onto a piece of wood. And I liked that, but it still just wasn't resonating. And so then I started doing different shapes on the silicone. And then I came up with this one, which was zigzagging and then putting dots on. And I put the glue dots on after, because this is actually the top, and I glued them onto the back. And so then I started trying to figure out what it would look like with different colors of mica. And this was when I just had one layer. So these are really flimsy. And I thought, well, I really like that look, but I need them to be a little bit thicker. So on one of these, I thought, well, what if I put glue on the back and just press it, and didn't like the way that looked. So all of that to say, that's how I got to creating these, which is 2 layers of glue and then embedding the dots in and also making a pendant. So that's my show and tell today. And I'm going to come back on camera, and I thank you for letting me share. So I'm not hearing you, Anne.
Yep, I love it, because people maybe don't realize the design process we go through. I love that you grabbed all that stuff to show.
Thank you. And I told Anne, I said, oh, I threw a bunch away. So I went and I pulled them out of the trash.
I said,
actually, I thought these that had different colors of mica would be kind of interesting if I glued them back to back with the different colors. So I kept these to do something else, but that was my design process. And I don't know how we get from one I had in my mind. I didn't know what it was, but I knew I wanted to get there. And I knew when I was there that it would strike me, and it did. So thank you for letting me share my creative journey with you.
Eileen says it's always a process, which is true. And Tink said that she loved watching you make the earrings last week.
Thank you.
Dorothy says that is such a neat journey.
Yeah.
And loves the purple blue mica.
Yeah, it
Courtney,
really,
you asked about the ink pads. I put a link in here for you.
yeah, thank you. So here's my earrings. I love them. We did talk about these are hot glue, so you do not leave them back into the. Oops, that one came apart. You do not leave them in the hot direct sun. So
Yeah, don't lay out in the sun.
don't wear them when you're out in the sun.
Sunday.
Just like I did with a project somebody made for me. I left it in the back seat of my car, and it wasn't hot glue, but it was friendly plastic and all melted onto my upholstery. So, but there you go. I'm happy to share my process. I wish I would have had my video on the whole time, and I need to start doing that because my mind takes me in a lot of different directions. And the cool thing is I will go back and I'll use everything, all the techniques, but it wasn't what I was looking for when I ended up making these. So
See, I love that. And I love that if your camera was on the whole time, and like I've been trying to film something for 2 days, and I want the project done, and then I want to film it because then I'll do all the step outs.
right.
But if we filmed during our entire process, think about the footage we'd have.
I know we need to start doing that. I'm going to encourage both of us to do that.
Yes, we need lots and lots of footage. But yeah. So let me see. There were lots of questions, but
Okay.
There are also glitter glue sticks that would be colorful too. Yes, Beatrice, the glitter glue sticks would be beautiful. AdTech has those. AdTech has neon glue sticks, which are bright colors. And then they also have glow in the dark. So it'd be cool for Halloween, or dress up or something.
That would. And I do have some of the glitter glue sticks, and I definitely want to try it. I, again, would put mica or some other Lumiere paint over it because I want it to look a little bit more sophisticated with its shimmer. So again, it's a process I'll film when I try it.
The mica is beautiful. So yeah, that definitely looks good.
Well, do we want to welcome our special guest tonight?
I think we should.
Hey, I think it's time.
Hey, Lisa.
Hi, girls.
So nice to have you.
Hi. Well, now that I know that I'm going to be on, I'm going to turn my glue gun on.
Good idea.
I'm sorry. Did I catch you off guard?
No, I didn't want to turn it on and then have it run out like I did.
Wear the battery out.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Yes. It's so cool to have you here because I watch you doing all of your Bella Crafts work, and I know you're behind the scenes with Anne and helping and on camera, and it's so great to have you here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm excited to be with you guys. This is like fun. I mean, I remember when you guys did it, when you first did it.
Way back.
So yeah.
Right.
So the fact that you're bringing it back is just awesome. I love that.
Yes, thank you.
Lots of great ideas, and nothing is better, I feel, than sharing creativity with others. I mean, that's just like the best thing that you could actually do. So I get excited.
That's true.
Yeah. So I'm going to be doing a fun project.
Okay.
Well, we are going to step out and make you full screen. Anybody who has questions, we will hold the questions till the end so Lisa can get through her project. And I see there's a question there. I'm going to answer that question while Lisa is taking over.
Okay. All right. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. I'm excited to be here. My name is Lisa Rojas, and I'm from Bella Crafts Publishing. So what I'm going to do with you guys tonight, something fun. I wanted to do something quick and easy, which I absolutely love. I do like details, but quick and easy is good too. So what I did was I'm going to show you how to do a really cute simple, quick candle wrap. And this is just, a regular battery operated candle. And I'm going to show you how to do it. It's so much fun. So let's get started. Okay. All right. We're going to switch cameras here real quick. And then we will be ready to go. There we go. Okay. Let me move all my stuff out of the way here. So yeah, let me show you again. This is what I'm going to be showing you. And it's just, like I said, it's just a quick, fun project, easy to do. And, it would make a great housewarming, birthday gifts, any type of gift, it would be perfect. And if you did a few of them, you could do a really beautiful trio look and just have fun with it. So let me show you real quick what I did. Okay, so we're going to start off with some white cardstock. Now, this is a little heavier cardstock. It's 110 pound. And the reason why I wanted it a little bit heavier is because when you wrap it around and you tie it, you want to make sure that your paper's not going to rip. Okay, so that's why I used the 110. So what I did was I took some white cardstock and I die cut it, cut this little fence out. Okay, and then I cut 2 other pieces of grass out in 2 different shades of green. So you can see the darker green in the back. There we go. And then the lighter green on the front. So that is just to give it a little bit more depth. And I did a lot of this before we started. So you guys could just see, watch it. Instead of watching me from the very, very beginning, you don't want to watch me tape things down and all of that. So that's why we're going to do it this way. But what I did then is I added some tape to the back here. And then I'm just going to lay this right on top of my fence. I know, you know what? I'm going to move this part out of the way so it'll be a little bit easier to see. There we go. So you can see it a little bit better. Okay. And then what I did is I have these really cute flowers that I got. And I absolutely love anything floral. I just think it's, they're fun to work with. You can do so many different things. So what I did with this is I had these little florals. Oh, I got a little bit of hair there. Sorry about that. Okay. And then what we're going to do, and I hope that my glue gun is going to be hot enough for this. So what I did then to start is I cut the stems off some because they're a little bit longer. They're about this long. And I didn't want anything quite that long. So what I did was I trimmed them off and then I stick them in there and I fold that wire down to the back there, just like that. So that kind of gives the flowers a little bit more stability. And then you're just going to take your glue gun and right there, we're just going to add a little bit of glue. Okay. So we've got that. Let me get this other glue stick in there. Yeah, my glue gun. I was not sure if I was going to be on right away or not, so I didn't turn it on. Hopefully, this will be fine. Okay, so I'm just going to repeat the same thing with the rest of the flowers. You just stick them through the little slats in the fence there. And then just tack them down here with a little drop of glue. All right. And then you're going to just continue doing that until, you decide how many flowers you want to put on. I did 6 for mine. So, oops. So we're just going to keep adding these. And this is not sticking really, really well because my glue gun is not heated up all the way yet. So what we'll do here is we'll just switch gears real quick. And we'll use a white glue. Okay, so same thing. You're just going to take the glue and put it down. You just want to make sure that your flowers are going to stay on there. Okay, so just add a little bit of glue and then just repeat it all the way across your fence. There we go. Okay. And then another one. And you can see how I did. I kind of staggered them around. So, you know, it gives it a little bit more interest when you're looking at it. So again, just add this glue. And the glue gun really is perfect for this project because it will hold it, you know, nicely, and you can do it quicker. But, you know, when we have our little missteps when we're crafting, that's how you learn to come up with a different idea. All right, so I'm hoping that they're going to stay in when I go to put them on. All right. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, you've got all of the flowers on, right? Then I just took a little piece of, hemp cord. Apologies. Okay, this is a yellow piece of hemp cord. And then I'm going to grab my candle here. And this is going to be a little bit tricky because these are still wet. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run my hemp cord through the bottom slat here. There we go. And then pull it all the way around. Okay. And then we're going to pull it through on the opposite side. So we're going to do it just like this. Okay, perfect. Okay, so you want to leave this piece so you can put it around your candle. But what I did too, before we do that, is I did add a little bit of double-sided tape to the back of this, just so it will lay nicer onto your candle. Okay, so again, I'm just going to peel off my tape here. And this is just regular, you know, double-sided tape. And just pull those off. And then that way it'll also help you by adding this little bit of tape. It'll also help you situate your fence on the candle and kind of keep it in place while you wrap it around and tie it off. It's really helpful doing it that way. Okay, so what we're going to do now then is I want to make sure that I get this part over. And then I'm going to lay my candle down and just kind of line it up there so it's hopefully nice and straight. But you see what I mean about the double-sided tape? You know, doing that, it just really, really helps you hold it in place while you wrap the hemp cord around the back. So then what you're going to do there is pull it around. There we go. And you're going to tie it off. Now, this is where you want to be careful, and why I want you to use a thicker cardstock, because you want to make sure that you do not pull your paper here. Okay. So you want to make sure that you can pull it tight enough to where it's going to sit on your candle, but not tight enough to where it's going to rip through. That's why you want to use a heavier cardstock. Okay, so to finish it off, we're going to take the scissors here and trim this in the back. And then all I did was I took another piece of the hemp cord. This is like a pinkish, reddish color. And I just took it and wrap it around. Let me hold that there. And then just wrap it around a couple times. There we go. And then you're just going to take that back to your front. Lay it down so it's a little bit easier to tie off. And then we're just going to tie that. Nice. There we go. And then you can either leave it, hanging low like that, just letting the ends hang, or you can tie a bow in it. It's whichever, whatever you like the best. And then you just kind of want to go back and fuss with it just a little bit, just to make sure that everything is nice and straight and centered. And there you go. Very quick and easy to do. And, like I said, it makes great home decor. So I hope you guys give it a try. All right, I'm going to switch my cameras back. Okay, there we go. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know. But yeah, quick and easy.
I did star a couple comments. Dorothy asked, is that AdTech tape that you used at the very beginning?
No, it's just a regular double-sided, tear tape.
Okay.
It was not AdTech this time.
And she also said, it is nice to know you can use different glues like the glue gun. And we should have given you a fair warning. I'm sorry.
Well, I was so worried. I was gun shy because I was worried about the last time when I wanted to show my glue gun and then
it didn't work.
It didn't work. So I didn't want to turn it on too soon. But yeah, when you're creating, stuff comes up. So you just have to learn how to kind of roll with it.
And see, you were right there. You had other glue right there.
I did. I try to think ahead.
It was perfect.
Thank you.
Lenine said she loves the look of the wrap on the candle. And I think that's a great idea. You can do it for any season, any,
Yes. Any season theme, it would be beautiful if you did it in wedding themes, because these battery operated candles, you can get them on sale for relatively cheap. And what I like about them, I'll show you again with my finished one here. I don't know if you can tell, but it actually flickers.
I know. I love that. I love those.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So it's just, just a really nice ambiance. I love candles anyways, but this was
Dorothy also asked, what was the brand of the fence dye and where'd you get the little flowers?
Okay, the flowers I got at Amazon because I buy almost everything. Dorothy, you know me, buy everything on Amazon almost. The fence dye that I used is actually from Heartfelt Creations. So let me see. Oh, here it is. It's from this set, and I've had this.
Wow, that's old.
Yes, I've had it for a while.
I don't know if they're in business anymore.
They are. They are still in business.
I haven't seen anything of theirs.
Yeah, they are still in business. The last I checked, which was like a couple months ago, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. But you can use any fence that you have. If you have a stamp, you could stamp it, cut it out. You can buy stamps, stickers, which I did another project with where I used a fence sticker and did it as a wraparound that way. So there's all kinds of different ways that you can do it. You don't have to have this particular dye. Okay.
Right. And
It's cute.
that's good to know. Lenine said there are candles at the $1.25 store, which there are. I have several up there. I buy them all the time. Hi,
Yeah.
Trisha from New Zealand.
Yeah. I mean, candles are always fun, and they just add a nice feel.
They are,
and
so
I
many
like
people
the
said
ones
it was
that
cheap.
don't burn.
Right.
Although I do like the smell of burnt ones, but you know what I mean.
I like both.
Yeah.
If kids are around,
Yes.
the battery operated ones are good.
Yes. Kids and dogs.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
So I have a question for you, Lisa. How did you get started in crafting?
Oh my goodness. My mother, my grandmother, my great grandmother, my mom did a boutique in her house. She started out many years ago when I was a teenager, and she would do a boutique. She'd make a bunch of stuff during the holidays, and then she would open her house up and have her friends and stuff come over and sell her crafts. And it went from that into, she had other artisans that wanted to do this with her also. So it went from her products alone, or her projects alone, to multiple, different artisans that participated with her. And it went from, to my dad was not real happy about it at first, because it went from like one day to where we ended up doing it 4 days, from like 10 in the morning till 9 at night. And my mom, when we got to that point, we moved everything out of her house except for the beds and dressers. Everything else was out. Couches, tables, everything came out, and just that. And then we just had these huge tables, and we just started crafting that way. And that's how I started to learn. And then I got involved in stamping and lost my mind, because I just thought that was just the greatest thing ever, because I don't know how to draw, and I always felt like I always wanted to know how to draw and paint and do things like that, where, I don't know, to be more of an artist, I guess. And with stamping, I realized that I could still create beautiful things. I just don't have to draw them myself. So that's kind of what I stuck with, and what I've been doing for the last 20 plus, getting closer to 30 years.
It's more,
yeah, it's been a while, but yeah, a lot of fun.
Very cool. And the comment I had about using the hot glue and the tacky glue is that a lot of times, this is the way I was taught, because when I was growing up with Aline's tacky glue, there wasn't hot glue. I'm sure they used it in industrial applications. So when it came along, we always reminded people that use them both together. Now, in this application, you don't have to, but if you want it to hold instantly, use the hot glue, put a dab of tacky glue right next to it and glue it down. Tacky glue holds it forever. Hot
Yes.
glue holds it instantly. And a lot of people still don't know that trick. And so it's a great way to make sure, because when hot glues first came out, they weren't necessarily formulated the way they are today to hold as well.
Right.
So that was always what we would teach. It's like, use them both together. So
yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of people that feel like you got to stick to one type. You either do the hot glue or you do the wet glue. And Anna and I preach that all the time about, no, mix it up, do it, and then throw the tape runners in there. You just got a whole thing going on.
Right.
So,
and you're going to find what you trust for whatever it is that you're making.
Yes.
And of course, when paper crafting came along and they had to develop archival and all sorts of different things, and tape runners, and so the traditional tacky glues were not used as much because they were so wet. So it's been really cool to see the evolution of the whole glue choices.
Yep. I like to just kind of, do different things. I mean, Anne really got me started with the tape runner, with AdTech's tape runners, because I do not like tape runners at all. Never. I've always had problems with them. I don't like them. I always break them, and I ended up throwing them away. And, and this is when, I was first starting out, and I didn't have sponsors that would send me lots of products. So, when you're spending, $5 or, whatever for a tape runner that keeps breaking.
Or when you go to try and get it to cut and then it's out here. But I think it was you that taught us how to break it off to the side.
Yep.
Do your line and go to the side, and it cuts perfectly. And
every time.
Lisa did her project today using the tape runner, which she now loves because this one works. But her project was so cute and adorable. Do you have it right there?
I do. Actually,
Share it. Let's see.
It's kind of big, so I'm going to make you full screen.
All right. This is what I did today.
That's so
on
cute.
my live today. So just, again, easy, quick and easy to do. And just, keep yourself and your family organized. And you can just, you can add all kinds of different things to it if you wanted. Just, you can have a lot of fun with it. I did it originally on a cookie sheet because I wanted to do magnetic so they would stick. But I had an issue with the magnets that I was using, so I switched to Velcro for my numbers so I could pull them on and off. But yes, I used tape runner for this whole project, and I love it. A lot of fun.
Yeah, it turned out so cute, and everybody's saying how cute it is. Dorothy caught your replay, and she said you were really loving the AdTech glue or the AdTech tape runner.
I'm telling you.
We need to drop that link in so others can go watch the replay.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you know how I feel about tape runners, and I am like a convert. I love them now.
You see, that's what it takes, is having the right product.
Yes.
And something that Anne and I have been talking a lot about recently is that when you have designers who spend all of this time designing, try and buy the products they're recommending. It's not necessarily because they're trying to earn money from it, but they can tell you that it works. And so if you try and do shortcuts and go, we were talking about brushes earlier this week. And when you do certain painting, there's certain brushes that will work better. And so you don't go out and buy the $1.25, $1.50 brushes. There was a discussion going on about the dollar stores prices going up because you're not going to get the results. So listen to the designers that do spend the time to pick the right products and test for you, because we can make your crafting so much more enjoyable.
Yes. I mean, nothing is more frustrating than to be almost finished with a project that you've put so much time and effort into, only to at the end not come together because you don't have the right tape runner, or you don't have the correct glue, or and it's true. It's what we do with working with our sponsors. Anne and I both, and I know Tiff, you feel the same way. We don't tell people to use products that we don't love ourselves.
Exactly.
Not gonna happen. I mean, for us, that was the reason Anne started the magazine to begin with.
It is.
You want to tell that story?
So years ago, there used to be lots of magazines, and they would publish what you did. And a particular project that I had done, they refused to put the kind of glue I used because that particular manufacturer didn't advertise with them. And I said, but you need that glue. I mean, glues are different. They're totally different.
Yep.
And so the article came out, the project came out, and then I get questions emailed to me because it just says craft glue. Well, there's many kinds of glues on the market. So we talked about we should just start our own magazine and list every manufacturer. I don't care if they're advertising or not, because it's a free magazine.
Yeah.
And, once in a while we'll put craft glue if it doesn't matter.
Right.
Because sometimes you can use any glue. But if it's a product that has to be specific for that project, we will list it. And, that was 14 years ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And, and a lot of the magazines too at that time, only had a certain amount of space, for project instructions. So they would, cut our instructions up or, alleviate certain things. And it'd be like, no, you can't do that. It's not going to work.
Really important.
I know, right? It's like,
wow. So I did drop the Bella Crafts Publishing link in there so that those of you who are new tonight, I'm seeing a lot of new names.
I know.
You definitely need to go subscribe to Anne's magazine. It is free, so there's no reason why you shouldn't subscribe. And it comes out 4 times a year, filled with lots of great ideas. And now that you hear a little bit more about how important it is to Anne and any designer who's Anne works with to make sure that you will succeed at your project, you'll want to go look and make the projects that are in the magazine because we've tested it for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Lenine says, don't scrimp on brushes. It's not worth it.
Yeah,
So true.
Yeah.
True.
Exactly.
Now you're brushing and the hairs of the brushes are coming out.
And
Yeah.
And you know what I learned, and they're all sold out every time I go now. Somebody who's doing dollar store shopping had suggested using cosmetic brushes to do just your general painting. And I only bought a package of 2 at the time. Every time I go back, they're sold out. So I think the word got out to craft to use cosmetic sponges instead of those that are the really, really cheap ones. But again, when you get into painting, you're going to want to improve your brush collection because there's very specific reasons why you want to pick round versus flat versus fan and others that I don't even know the names of.
I know.
But
there's a lot.
It's really important. So I worked for Delta Paints for several years, and it was very much into the decorative painting. And oh my goodness, I learned so much about watching those decorative painters when they loaded up those brushes with paint and then they could do those strokes. And
amazing. Yes.
that is definitely an art that we do not want to see die. And I actually just joined a group the other day that was toll painters. And I was fascinated watching the beautiful work they can do with having the right brush.
Yeah.
It is amazing how they double load them and both colors come out. And, I base coat, I craft paint. I don't do decorative painting, but I appreciate anybody who does.
Right.
It's just never been my passion.
Yeah, when we did the you're still going, Anne, but when I would do the shows, the big craft shows, I would love just to go see where Priscilla Hauser was to watch her because she was so amazing. And I always had that envy of wanting to paint and draw my whole life. And so, I would get my fix just by watching her.
So,
wow.
Funny story about Priscilla, because at one of the shows, one time I took a workshop, and it was a 3-part workshop. And I really wanted to learn this part. I didn't really care about the other 2. And lots of times in workshops, I sit and watch because I want to see how somebody's teaching and I want to soak it all in, and I don't do the project. And Priscilla came up to me and she said, because part of it was her teaching painting. And she said, okay, now this is what you're doing. I said, no, I'm fine. I love listening to you. And she said, but I can teach anybody to paint. And I know you can if I wanted to learn.
Yeah.
I don't want to learn. I mean, that's one more thing. But and she always remembers that because it's like
She's so enthusiastic about teaching. She just
Oh, she
really
is.
makes me want to learn. So.
and she was so good. I mean, yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, she's amazing.
Lenine hopes to share a couple candles next week.
Perfect.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and I think we have about 5 more minutes left. If anyone wants to pop in and share one more project tonight before we wrap up, we'd
Yeah.
love to see what you have. So come on into. I'll share that link again.
Okay. And Bonnie says, I never realized how many different kinds of glue there was until I started doing paper crafts.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It is amazing
Yes.
how many kinds of glue there are. And
Well, you know, Aline's alone has 60 different glues.
right.
Yeah, that just blows my mind
I know.
every time I hear it. But
I
mean,
know.
come on, those products were amazing. You knew if you were using Aleene's, you knew you were going to get a good result.
Yeah, pretty cool. And
My mom was bonkers over. Yes.
I know, Bonnie. It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, I always have my regular glue in the gold bottle. 75th year anniversary this year. 75 years. It's actually a little bit longer, but anyway.
It is amazing.
75.
Well,
yeah, I guess.
It's so amazing that your mama
Yeah,
developed this glue.
I know.
Yeah.
It's still around.
I know.
Is
I
It works.
I pray that it makes it another 75 years and that we, my passion this year is crafting revival, #crafting revival. So if you have friends that you can gather together, share crafts with them. I know we have many craft teachers that join us in our chat each week, and you can see the enthusiasm that they have in creating. We need to revive crafting and share our all 60 on the market. Yes, Lenine. So actually, I left the craft industry in 2015 when my mom passed. And so we don't own the company anymore, but I am a brand ambassador. And so when I just came back in and I looked and it's like, what, they have this and that. They went a lot into the industrial type glues. So, Lean's had a lot, but it was all more of the white, wet glues. But now they have so many different industrial glues that bring it up to 60. So, and you can go onto their website and see all of those.
And Lisa and I were talking during her live today
Mm-hmm.
about Aleene's hot glue gun, which AdTech made, and Lisa and I both still have ours.
Yeah, it came in a case and it had, I don't know, 5 tips, I think. And
Yeah.
And it was gold.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good glue gun, and I
loved it.
a reason to use it a lot back then.
I loved it. One of the things that I was saying, because I wanted to share AdTech's glue gun with the light on my live today. So I did that, and I was telling Anne, I haven't been this excited about a glue gun since my mom got me the ultimate one back, all those years ago.
Yes.
And then Anne said, well, did you know? And I went, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I've certainly enjoyed playing with AdTech, and I'm not using it to glue things onto other things. I'm trying to figure out how to artistically do things with it, and I'm loving that. So,
which is very cool in and of itself.
Yep.
And there's a lot when you start searching around. There wasn't as much as I thought, but there was definitely a lot of people who had done, these the pieces that look more like this. And I think it could make interesting jewelry too. But again, that's another show. So love
beautiful candle wrap too.
So yes, very much so.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, well, I need to test it because actually on your type of candle, it would be perfect, because my first thought was a real burning candle. And it's like, if I put it on the glass, I need to to go ahead and light it and let it see how hot it gets.
Yeah.
So you need to just use the battery operated.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it might melt if it got way too hot.
Oh, that'd be a
no,
mess. Ooh,
not hot.
that'd be such a mess.
Yeah, but I think we'll start wrapping up tonight. Thank you so much, Lisa, for joining us and sharing tonight
Thank you so
and
much.
showing us that, if something doesn't work in the moment, I know I put you on the spot. Your glue gun was not hot and ready to go. And thank you for being a true crafter and grabbing something else and getting through the demonstration. We loved watching that.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yes. Thank you so much.
So a reminder to everyone, we do not have our Whatnot auction tonight. That will be the beginning in September, probably the first Wednesday in September. So Anne can take some time digging into her basement,
My treasures.
her treasures. So thank you all for joining us tonight. And we look forward to seeing everyone here again, 9:00 Central next Wednesday night.
Yes.
Have a creative week. We love you. Bless you.
Thank you all.
Bye.